What is up, everybody? Spaz here. Welcome to my channel. I attempted to do Big Oil full stealth for you guys solo. A lot of you have requested it, wanted to know if it's possible, how it is done. So I went ahead and spent a substantial amount of time doing this. This is very similar to Firestarter Day 1 in that it requires a certain amount of luck to get this done. The enemies are as sensitive, if not more sensitive, than the Mendozas in Firestarter. These bikers have rabbit ears, and you get alerted, the cops get alerted rather quick. So what I do, basic strategy, I usually work from the garage up. I open up that door where the ATMs are because that is where I'm going to be stashing the majority of the bodies. Just as in Firestarter, you need to be very patient on this mission if you plan on soloing it stealth. I usually, like I said, work from the garage up, and sometimes there's 3, sometimes there's 4 guys in this garage. I see one here, but I'm not confident that there is only one in there, so I'm waiting because generally there are 2. I don't want to shoot this guy as somebody's coming down the stairs, so I'm going to wait it out because I know from playing this mission several times that it takes more, that usually there are more than one in that basement area. So I'm going to wait it out. Now the fastest way to do this stealth is with a full lobby of ghosts, groups of friends. Essentially what you do is you designate certain areas of the house for each person to clear, and you breach at the same time. So I'm going to take these 2 guys out real quick. I have a car 4 decked out with stealth. And I lucked out right there, guys. Usually when that exclamation point pops up, that means game over. I lucked out. A lot of luck involved in this. As I said, I am using a car 4. I made it as stealth-like as possible. I just switched to the car 4 for this mission because occasionally you have to take down groups of 3 or 4 in a room, so I wanted something different than the M308 so I have a good rate of fire. Now, I don't know if you guys noticed that, but I heard that door open above me. Occasionally this will happen. Occasionally the bikers will like to patrol outside. He's coming back towards me. So always keep your eyes and ears open. Never assume that your 6 is covered, because just like in this example, this guy decided he wanted to go to the basement through the front, or through the door rather. So I'm going to wait to see what he does, see if he, figure out what he's doing, where he's going to walk. I do take a risk here, big risk, in taking him out, not knowing whether or not other people are in the garage. You'll see this in a second here. But, I just want to tell you, if you want to lose your sanity, try this. It took me, I can't tell you how many runs it took me to get this. I spent a substantial amount of offshore money purchasing this mission on Overkill to get this done. See, I take a risk here because I don't know whether or not there's somebody else in the garage, or if somebody's coming down those stairs. It worked out. Bag it. Now occasionally, if you really just want to say you've stealthed this and you're not worried about blowing offshore money, sometimes the titanium safe will be in the basement, so you could constantly buy this contract, check out the basement to see whether or not the safe is down there, and then you will have rather easy time doing it. But we didn't have such luck this time. But we did have a pretty good deal of, of luck, because you'll see here once we clear this upstairs, I could have definitely screwed this up big time. Now I'm not sure where the enemies are, or the bikers are exactly, so I'm not going to rush it out. I've failed this mission too many times being impatient, running up there and trying to kill everybody at once. I want to see if everybody moves, if they're in fixed locations, if they are a fixed type AI that enjoy sitting in one location. There's a guy that moved. I don't know if you caught that. He's moving up above the stairs, but we don't know where he's going, so I'm not going to climb up. Then he's coming after me. I lucked out right there. I should have been detected. Fortunately, I wasn't. Wait for him to turn the corner just a hair. Pop him in the face. I am using the cross-kill pistol with the monolith silencer on it. I have been using the, is it the Bernetti? I believe that's what it's called, with the silencer on it. I enjoy that weapon. I think it looks great, but it is not, sometimes it takes a few shots to take down an enemy with that, so I usually stick to cross kill when I'm recording this stuff for you guys, so that I am not botching anything I shouldn't botch by not being able to take down an enemy. Now, I'm going to slowly crawl up and see if there's anybody else besides this guy. It doesn't look like it, but I'm not sure. So what I want to do is I want to check this other room that guy came out of. I want to see what's going on in this room. And I also check out this room just because sometimes they're in line of sight of the other room when you take down enemies. So I'm going to take a risk here in a second and take down this guy, hoping that the guy standing next to the vault doesn't see me. So I take him down. We're good until now. Now, I've been told that the ECM jammer helps on this map. It looks like it did there, but I've had instances where it doesn't work out. So I don't know. I can't tell you 100% for certain if the ECM jammer really is effective on this map. It worked there, but I've had other instances where it doesn't work when I've done that. So I'm just going to dispose of these corpses real quick and then set up the drill, my silent drill. Make sure you have a silent drill if you do this. I'm going to set it up on this titanium safe. I grabbed some intel off of that table. You can grab certain pieces of intel on this map. You can grab, definitely you can grab keys to the airplane so you can escape faster on day 2. Other intel that helps you with locating the correct engine, and then security codes, I believe, to bring the shutters down. I didn't want to go ahead and clear out the rest of this house just to get the airplane keys. Some people would have done that. I didn't want to do it. I failed this mission so many times that I said the hell with it. I'm just going to go ahead and deal with not having the airplane keys. The airplane keys are kind of helpful because even if we do stealth day 2, as soon as the helicopter comes to pick up the engine, the cops are alerted and you do have to fight off a swarm of cops towards the end. So some of you may want to go ahead and get the airplane keys. I didn't. I figured, you know what? It's taking me too many runs to get this done. I'm just going to be patient and let this drill finish up and then escape. It's a really tough mission, guys. So if you start trying this mission and stealthing it, be prepared to become very frustrated. Or you could be like me, like in the guessing game video where I was able to guess the correct electrical boxes after 2 attempts and be very lucky. So you could have a decent, experience doing this if you get into a good situation where you have a lot of luck. In particular, too, I mean, especially if you get the safe down in the basement. But now it's just a waiting game. I'm gonna wait for the intel and get the hell out of here. I had an instance too. It was kind of weird. When I was doing this, I'd cleared out the main level and the basement, and the safe was still upstairs, so I had to go upstairs to get to the safe. And when I got upstairs, there was a Mendoza enemy along with these bikers, which I thought was kind of weird. I don't know if it was some sort of bug or what, but I started getting shot by somebody with the red bandana covering his neck, and I was shocked because I've only seen bikers on this, but apparently occasionally you will get some Mendozas as well. And I also find it comical, pay attention if you do try this mission, occasionally the radio music that you're hearing upstairs, it's kind of this club type music, and it's pretty funny to think that bikers would be listening to this clubbing style of music. Random surge protector.
Keep drilling, you piece of shit.
We were pretty fortunate on this that the safe was down here and not upstairs, and that there were only 2 enemies in this room and 1 in the other. A lot of times there will be 3 in this room that don't move, and 2 in the other room that don't move, so taking them all out at the same time is rather hard. That is why I used or spec'd into the car for, because I've been able to clear the lower and upper or mid levels using that, because it has a higher rate of fire, and still, you know, you can use it to stealth certain areas. So that's why I spec'd into that, or equipped that, rather than the M308, which is my go-to primary as a ghost. And really the only reason I use that is just because it gives me a little bit better range if I have to take down a guard. You know, if let's say, for example, I wasn't paying attention and he stumbled upon a body bag. Well, rather than like a pistol, occasionally you have to get closer. With the M308, I can tag that guard from range, then run up and answer the pager. That's why I like the M308. Other people are different. A lot of people like different assault rifles for their primary as a ghost, but outside of this mission, I am generally running the M308. So 20 seconds on the drill. Just a waiting game once we get to this point. Take the intel and get the hell out of here. Now, when entering this map, guys, there is a small chance, actually it's a pretty big chance, that you will be electrocuted if you try to cut through the fence. So I usually try to walk around to come in through the front. Now, with the new way that this map has been designed, it has changed since update 11. Occasionally you will get a spawn where you are in front of a fence and you can't go around. Don't worry about cutting through that fence. You're not going to get electrocuted. It is your only point of entry, so they're not going to, you know, make it impossible to get into the map. So just be aware of that if you do get one of those spawn points. Might as well take some cash from the ATM since we have an ECM jammer to burn. Why not? It's not like it's going to pay us that much. And hey, what the hell, let's just take some weapons out of here. Now, if I were really concerned about cash, I could have come back into this area and cleaned out some of the other areas for weapons and other things. Because I know the shed to our right here, there's a shed now on this new map that usually has a crate of weapons that we could have stolen, but with as many times it took me to get this thing done, I wasn't going to play around with that. I don't shoot the cameras on this map, by the way. I don't even bother with that. I don't want to give them any other reason to be alerted. So I just never really deal with the cameras. So that's it for this round, this day, this portion of the mission. Not easy. Very difficult, a lot like Firestarter Day 1. If you saw me stealth that, it is very frustrating, and if you want to test your patience and sanity, go ahead and try to stealth Day 1. But that is it. We'll take a look here.
We made it!
We get a little bit of cash at the end for bringing out some weapons and then hitting those ATMs. But that's it for this day, guys. Go ahead and watch Day 2, and I will give you some tips and tricks on how to stealth that and get the correct engine.